If you've applied for a PGCE in the UK and you keep getting rejections or no response at all, this video might explain why. Many international applicants assume they are being rejected because they are not qualified enough. But in reality, most applications fail because of missing documents, unclear information, or small mistakes that training providers never clearly explain in their rejection emails. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you the key things you need to have for a PGCE application as an international applicant. We will also look at how you need to prepare these requirements properly so your application does not get delayed or silently rejected. In case you did not know, PGCE applications are completely free. No application fee is required, regardless of your nationality. At the very least, this should encourage you to apply if you are truly passionate about teaching in the United Kingdom. Let's get straight into it. I'll start with something very important, yet not known to many. When you apply for teacher training in the UK, applications are reviewed on what is called a rolling basis. That simply means applications are looked at as they come in, not all at once after a deadline. So if you apply late, you are competing for fewer spaces even if the course still looks open online. This is why some people apply and hear nothing back for weeks or even months. It's not always a rejection. Sometimes, the places are already nearly full. For international applicants, most providers expect applications to be submitted by June for a September intake to allow enough time for checks, offers, and visa processing. So, with it being January, it is not too late to start preparing your documents and applications for the 2026-2027 academic year. That's one important thing to keep in mind. The next critical area to look at is qualifications. You must have a recognized undergraduate degree for a PGCE program, but it doesn't end there. If your degree was completed outside the UK, the application form will usually ask whether your qualification has been assessed for comparability. This is one document many international applicants miss. Although it is not mandatory, it is highly recommended that you get your qualification assessed by UK ENIC before applying. This helps avoid delays and unnecessary back and forth with training providers. The Statement of Comparability, or SOC, is actually very straightforward, and there is no need to panic about it. The organization responsible for this assessment is UK ENIC, formerly NARIC. ENIC evaluates whether your qualification is comparable to a UK degree. The cost is usually around £70 for the standard statement. You do not need to pay for a paper copy. The certificate will be available online for download after assessment, so there's no additional cost. The comparability certificate does not expire, meaning you can reuse it for future applications. When completing the SOC application, select teaching as the reason for your assessment, so GCSE equivalency requirements are properly considered. Processing time is usually between 10 and 15 working days, so it's best to plan this early. Having your ENIC statement ready can put you ahead because providers won't need to pause your application to verify your degree. Another critical aspect of PGCE applications is meeting English language requirements. If English is your first language or your degree was taught in English, some providers may waive this requirement. Otherwise, most PGCE providers accept IELTS, although the exact score required depends on the university. If you need to take the test, aim for a minimum overall band score of 7.0 with no component below 6.5, as this is what most universities ask for. Because English test results expire, many applicants take the test after receiving an offer. Universities are usually happy to issue a conditional offer that includes meeting the English language requirement. Another part of your application that needs careful attention is references. You usually need TWO references, and at least one should be academic or professional. A professional email address is preferred, such as a school or workplace email. However, if your referee does not have a professional email, you can still use a personal one. Yes, personal email addresses are allowed. You are simply advised to explain why a professional email could not be provided. For example, A school director may use a Gmail address because the school does not issue official emails. Just explain this clearly and honestly. Now let's talk about your personal statements, which forms a key part of your application. Unlike many other personal statements, PGCE personal statements can be tricky because of how the application portal works. One common mistake applicants make is using the same personal statements for multiple universities. This happens because once your profile is completed, the system allows you to submit multiple applications using the same information. Please listen carefully here. To avoid this issue, always save your application as a draft. Then, go back into your profile and edit your personal statement for each university and course. Even small changes can make a big difference. Think of your personal statement as a statement of purpose. It should clearly explain why you want to study a PGCE, why that specific university, and why you want to teach in the UK. You should also demonstrate awareness of UK teaching standards, safeguarding responsibilities, and the role of a teacher beyond delivering lessons. This shows providers that you understand the UK education system and are prepared for the responsibility. If you are an international applicant who will require visa sponsorship, it's a good idea to state this clearly and professionally in your personal statement. You can also mention your willingness to meet visa and regulatory requirements. This helps providers assess your application realistically from the start. Now, let me say something important. You do not need to be a practicing teacher to apply for a PGCE. Prior experience is helpful, but having no experience is also fine. All you truly need is the passion to teach. So if you've been applying and not getting positive feedback, it doesn't always mean you're not good enough. Sometimes, other applicants submit more complete applications, causing places to fill up before yours is fully considered. The good news is, all of this can be fixed, starting now. If you are looking for funding support, you can watch my video on PGCE scholarships outside physics and modern foreign languages. If you're applying for 5-6 all languages, I also have an interview video with successful applicants sharing their funding experiences. I'll also be releasing a separate video focused on general scholarships open to international students for both undergraduate and postgraduate studies. So subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos. Like this video, share it with someone who's applying or thinking about applying, and drop your questions in the comments so I can better understand your needs. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.